I'm Mary Beth Albright with the Washington Post. There has never been a better time in human history to make and eat a mug cake. It is a cake made entirely in a mug that comes together in 2 minutes, and you can make them in any kind of variation for picky eaters. It's a party in a mug. We all like different things. That is the beauty of being human. So I've made one base mug cake recipe with infinite variations. You can turn it into a chocolate cake, a chocolate and peanut butter cake, peanut butter jelly cake, chocolate chip cake, strawberry cake, blueberry muffin. It's insane because sometimes you just want hot cake now. First thing you need, a mug. It's best to have one that is one shape all the way down. If it's smaller at the bottom or at the top, the cake won't cook evenly. Today I'm making 2 mug cakes, one for me and one for you. This is my kind of baking because none of it has to be really exact. I'm just doing 1/4 cup of flour in each mug. And now we're putting in a tablespoon of sugar. This morning, I couldn't find my tablespoon measure, so I'm doing 3 teaspoons, which equals a tablespoon, which blows some people's minds. It's like, whoa. And you notice I'm not doing like exact measuring like people do usually for baking, because this is a very loosey-goosey, easy-breezy kind of thing. So now we're doing 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder in each mug. Now look, baking powder helps the cake rise. So if your baking powder is a little old, maybe your cake won't rise as much, but it's still gonna be great. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt in each mug. The measurements I'm giving you right now are for 1 mug cake. You can make a dozen of these at once or just set up a bar. So what we have here are 2 vanilla cakes. This is your base recipe, but maybe you feel like chocolate tonight or this morning. If you're eating chocolate cake in the morning, no judgment. So you just put 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder into the mug that you want to be a chocolate cake. And now you whisk it right in the mug. I have a small whisk that fits in the mug, but if you don't, a fork is fine. And you just want to combine them. You know, doesn't need to be perfect. And now we get to the wet ingredients. This is 1/4 cup of just regular milk that you pour into each mug. And 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract in each mug. Now look, if you don't have this around the house, do not worry about it, but it does give the cake a nice smell and a great flavor. And a tablespoon of melted butter into each. Now look, if you don't have butter, you can use oil, but butter really does give it a really good flavor. This time when you stir it, you want to use a spoon because you want to get all the flour around the sides of the mug. You know I'm gonna lick this spoon. And I know you are too. And like, let's just be authentic, okay? Now comes the fun part, the creative part, which is setting up a mix-ins bar. You know, one thing that I have done is put a splash of vinegar and some red food coloring into the chocolate one, and all of a sudden it's a red velvet cake. You can put a little cream cheese in the middle. I have some great black raspberry jam and peanut butter that you can put right in the middle, and it turns into a peanut butter and jelly cake. I'm gonna do sprinkles in this one. Ooh, that was a heavy pour. And you can leave it on top or you can stir them in. I like the way it looks, so I'm gonna leave them on top. Oh, I wanna do a chocolate surprise in this one. And I'm feeling dark chocolate today. So I'm gonna put a couple of these little dark chocolate discs right in the middle. So this one's chocolate, dark chocolate funfetti. I'm good with that. This one, I'm gonna make this one peanut butter and jelly. Chocolate, peanut butter and jelly. I just put stuff on top, but remember, you can stir stuff in. If you're in a fruity mood, go for the blueberries, go for the strawberries, go for both. And now you put the mug in the microwave for 1 minute. Hot cake now. Oh. Now you put this mug in the microwave for a minute. The great thing about this is everybody gets what they want. There's no whining. Let's meet our cake. Ooh, hello, cake. When you want warm cake at home right now, it has to be quick and it has to be exactly the way you want it. I like the peanut butter and jelly chocolate cake exactly the way it is, but I feel like this needs more of a party on it. All right, I'm gonna put some whipped cream on top of my funfetti cake. And since this is for an adult, I've got my vodka-soaked cherries that I've been soaking since Christmas. Oh, come on, right on top. Boop. I know I said one of these is for you, and in my heart it is, but right now I'm gonna take a bite of each. Oh my gosh. The whipped cream on top is inspired. And I'm gonna dig a little deeper for our chocolate surprise. Oh, there it is. Here's peanut butter and jelly. The salt is really good in this one too. You don't notice it as much in the vanilla, but in the chocolate, you really notice it. Warm cake now, delicious, satisfying, and exactly what I wanted. Very little cleanup, everyone gets their own. I'm Mary Beth Albright with the Washington Post, reminding us that there's always something to celebrate.